Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry.
Hey, holy shit, the Undertaker.
What's up, bro? I'm good. Good to see you, Undertaker.
What's up,
What's up, bro?
You good? You good? How's everything?
I'm good,
Good to
man.
see you.
This side over here. Yeah. Man, how you been?
I've been good, man. I'm
Yeah.
busy, but we're good.
Yeah, busy is a good thing.
Busy
Hey,
is a good thing.
Man, you know that meme, everybody should that meme.
I got more memes than I know what to do with, man. Is that when you know you made it, when you got memes?
Oh, yeah. You've
Yeah.
actually made it. You have
'Cause,
officially arrived once you have memes.
So how you been?
I've been good, man. Really busy. A lot of things happening with WWE,
Yeah.
and just trying to lend a hand where I can.
Yeah.
When you got into the sport, did you have any idea that the WWE would be this?
No.
Would grow to what it's become?
Absolutely not, man. We were just trying to fill up arenas, make a little money.
Yeah.
And maybe sell, back then when I started, there were 4 pay-per-views, right?
Right.
There was the big 4, and that was it. We were trying to sell pay-per-views, sell some T-shirts,
Right.
and no clue that Netflix was going to come along, and the kind of money that these deals are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can't imagine. Back in 1990,
Yeah.
what 2025 is going to look like.
And talking to Rick was talking about how he used to wrestle in high school gymnasium, and he would wrestle 3 or 4 or 5 times in a single day.
Yeah.
In order to, because there was no money. I mean, you guys making $50, or
Yep.
guys making just enough money to put gas in their car and go to the next locale. And here we are, guys are making real money.
Yeah.
They got families, they got wives, they got kids, they have nice homes now. It's a different era now for wrestlers.
Oh, absolutely. We call that paying your dues, right?
Right.
When you come up, you and it's not even like, there's so many times where I would have to go and help set up the ring just to get on the card.
Right.
And maybe even have to, sometimes chip in for some, not make any money. But
Right.
that's just how important ring time was. I mean, we didn't have you didn't have a PC or all the ways to prepare as we do now. And I was telling a story earlier about the first time that I went to like an H&R Block, paid I'm 1 year in the business.
Right.
And I got this bag full of receipts, right, that I'm giving this guy. And he says, and he's reading it like I wrote it down wrong. He
Right.
said, in 8 months, you drove 45,000 miles? And I was like, yes, sir. And he says, and you made 12,226. And the guy was serious. He was an old timer, right? And he pulls his glasses down. And he looks over his glasses. He goes, "Son, can I give you some advice?" He said, "You might want to find a different line of work." But that was paying your dues, and now here we are.
Yeah.
Right. So
And speaking of line of work, growing up as a kid, did you actually know you wanted to wrestle from jump, or was there something else you wanted to do? For me, I wanted to be a marine biologist. I wanted to be a veterinarian because I was into animals. I was into the killer whales and dogs of that nature. And then football came on,
Right.
And that's what happened.
Right. No, I was a big fan as a kid of
Yes.
wrestling. But again, I thought I was going to play football.
Right.
And that was always, I thought that was my dream.
That was your way out.
That was my way out.
Yes.
I ended up playing basketball. And then wrestling kind of came back around. I was training at this gym between my junior and senior year of college. And this guy's working out, and he's like, "Hey man, you ought to go through this wrestling school with me." And I'm like, "Man, I think I'm gonna try and play some pro ball overseas, right?"
Right.
And every day I'd come in, he'd hit me up, and then start catching up with the product again. And it was a lot different even then than what
Right.
it was when I was a kid.
Right.
And I've always kind of been very pretty practical, and I know what my abilities are and what my abilities aren't. And then, I start thinking about it, like, do I want to be the 12th man on a bench in Lithuania at 21 or 22 years old?
Right.
And then I, kind of like, well, dang, there's not a lot of big athletic guys in wrestling at the time. And that's kind of how it started. And once I started training, then it was like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do.
But you mentioned it's a lot different now than it is. They got NXT, where they got the training program. Just Triple H was on, and he said they're building an even bigger.
Yes.
Down in Orlando. That's where they send all the guys that, people want to pass through and think they can make it into WWE. That's where they go through. You guys didn't have that. So these guys now have an advantage that you guys didn't.
Right.
And they have guys that come like yourself, and they have Shawn Michaels, who's the director of that, to go back there and help them guys out. Have you found it difficult to be able to share what you know with kids? Because those that can do, those that can't teach. You could do, but now sometimes they ask you to teach.
Yeah. No, and that's a great question. But I think the biggest thing for me is that we have so many athletes now. Like, we recruit. Like, we will have people at the combine.
You go to colleges.
Yeah. We go to we'll go to the combine. We'll go to pro days, and we got people there. Yeah. Because we have to continue to feed the system.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. When I came up, either you had it like this is. I was a fan. I want to do this. You have a certain understanding of the business, right? Even as a fan,
right?
Well, we're getting people that have never been.
Y'all like the Army now. Y'all looking for a few good men.
We are a few good men, and a few good women. but not understand. We're taking them from ground zero, so they don't understand the business or any concept.
Right.
So the way that I come up, and the way that my process was, sometimes I get some blank stares, like, I have no idea what this man's talking about. And then you have to continue to break it down, and hopefully they feel.
Let me ask you. H was saying the most important thing isn't athleticism, it's charisma.
Yeah.
It's being able to hold this microphone and do what a Ric Flair could do, do what a Dusty Rhodes could do what a Rock could do what a John Cena could do. Captivate that audience, hold that audience. They're hanging on everything that you say.
Yeah.
People still can recite that Ric Flair, jet set, limousine drive, Rolex wearing, alligator. He's wasted more liquor in a year than you made in a lifetime.
Yeah.
They know that.
Yeah.
Would you say, what do you think is the most important thing that a wrestler needs to have in order to be what you become, what Shawn Michael was, what Rick?
You have to have the ability to make somebody care, right? Bar none. There's been a lot of guys that have made a lot of money that can't wrestle a lick. I mean, if I'm being honest, right?
Yeah.
But again, you put this in their hand.
Yeah.
You're on the edge of your seat, like, oh shit, right?
Right.
That's number one. You have to make, and they don't have to love you. They can hate you.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
They just have to have you have to be able to make people feel a certain way.
Yes.
And if you got that,
everything else will take care of itself.
Everything else can take care of itself.
Yeah.
You don't need to be. We always say Luthez. Luthez is an old timer that could really wrestle.
Right. Yeah.
He could do it all. Right. So you don't have to be Luthez, but man, if you can make somebody feel a certain way, then you got a really good chance of being successful.
That's dope.
If I ask you, give me your Mount Rushmore wrestlers. If you get 4 heads to put on there, the greatest wrestlers of all time, who would you put up there?
So again, I go back to who were the most, I guess, instrumental in the history of wrestling, and I put Andre the Giant on there.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Stone Cold, and the fourth. Ric Flair. I think those guys are synonymous with the history of our industry, right? Now, there's been guys that are better talkers.
Yes.
The other guys have been better wrestlers.
Yes.
But for guys that had impact, those are my 4.
And a lot of people don't really. Andre was at the very, very beginning because Andre started. I remember him. I saw him in Baxley, Georgia, when it was Georgia Championship Wrestling. Because it was South, it was regional. You had Mid-Atlantic, you had the Midwest, you had Georgia, Florida, you had Southwest. And so I got an opportunity to see him, and I just remember as a kid looking, like, there's no man in the world ever been this big.
You're right. Yeah. And what most people didn't understand with Andre, and this is what he was doing back then, he was in a different place every day, right? He would be down in Mid-South, and then he would be in California, and then he would go to Japan.
Yeah.
He was the international superstar long before anybody else.
Yes.
Right.
He was the first guy that was on Johnny Carson and all of those shows.
Yeah.
And he didn't talk, but people was in awe of his size. Because nobody had ever seen a man that big.
Right.
They had never seen a man with his hands that wore a size 23 ring, and whatever size he weighed 500 pounds. He was over 7 feet tall.
Right.
So, like, am I ever going to see somebody that size again in my life? I better enjoy this.
Yeah, and it's just I remember going. I grew up in Houston, and I remember him coming to Houston wrestling with the Sam Houston Coliseum there. I think I might have been 10 or 12 years old, and got close enough, to shake his hand, and it was just like
a catcher's mitt.
Oh, my hand was lost.
Yeah.
Right? But then 10 years later, I'm in the same dressing room with Andre the Giant.
That's dope.
Right?
That's dope.
Now that's a full circle moment.
dope.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I remember when him and Big John Studd fought.
dude, I'll just tell you this about Andre. If he want to be alone, he can be alone.
Yes.
I mean,
Rick was telling stories like, if he liked you, he liked you.
Yes.
If he didn't like you, he didn't like you, and there was nothing nobody could say or do, and the match was going to go how he said it was going to go.
Right.
absolutely. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do with Andre? Whatever he says,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you're going to do.
Now that we see the UFC, all this is under one umbrella. UFC, the boxing, and PBR. I mean, and you see the crossover appeal, and you see this big, because I guess this is this fight here is as big, the buzz, the electricity that you have, like Pacquiao and Floyd.
Yes.
This is common because the way you guys put on a SummerSlam and you Summerfest, and the way you guys do that, this is kind of like similar to the buzz that this is creating is very similar to what you guys do.
Yeah. Well, again, this may very well be the fight of the decade, right?
Yes.
I mean, these kind of fights just don't come along.
Nope. Not
right?
often.
And there's just something different about this caliber of fight, right? I mean, I was at De La Hoya and Trinidad and Tyson and Lennox.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a different kind of buzz. And then when you put the machine of TKO and
You got Netflix
behind you.
And you got your guy Turkey.
His Excellency.
Yeah, so
I mean, and he is such a huge sports fan, man. It's just crazy the buzz and the attention that's going to be on this fight this weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you see any when you watch today? And I know you're still a fan of the sport. When you watch today, do you see any young Undertakers coming up?
It's hard. I mean, I see a lot of people that are coming up that have potential to be stars. Now, whether their characters or what they are similar to mine, like, I guess the closest within the past few years, obviously, was Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
we lost him last year, but he was in that category of Undertaker-esque. I don't know that anybody's really honed in there, but we have a lot of young talent coming up, and it'll probably be debuting really soon because the machine again. You got to keep it fresh. Yeah.
Did you pick the name Undertaker, or did they give you that name?
That name was given to me by Vince. He had this envisioned in his mind, this character. And basically, he needed a big guy with very limited personality. I'm your guy. So again, but it was something that resonated with me. When he was showing, everything was on these big storyboards, and I'm in his office, and he's showing me this, and immediately my brain is like, This is I knew. Like I didn't know what it was going to become, but I knew it was different and I knew it was special, and I was like, this is pretty cool.
How many people over the last 15 years have called you by your real name, or everybody just call you Undertaker?
Most people call me Taker. I either get Taker or Deadman, right?
Okay.
That Deadman was my nickname.
Right.
And yeah, sometimes people, they'll say Mark, and I don't even turn around. Right. And I'm like, but if I hear Taker, I know, hey, what's up? Right?
Yeah.
Or Deadman.
Right.
But it's kind of funny, like when you're in public places and somebody, hey, Deadman, and everybody's kind of looking around like, what the hell's wrong with him?
What do you think the number one story that resonate with wrestling fans?
The number one, they have to. Again, it goes back to that connection that I was talking about. If they're invested in you and they care about, so one of the things that a lot of that guys, it takes them a while to figure out because they're so athletic now.
Right.
That's what they want to put. That's what they want to project.
Display.
They want to display their athleticism, and that's great.
Right.
But at the end of the day, your audience will get desensitized, or you have to continue to push the envelope.
boundary.
Right? Like, okay, I've seen you do a double backflip off the top rope onto the floor to somebody, and I've seen that a couple times. Now, what do you got for me? Right. But if you can get them invested in the character, and if somebody does that character wrong, now you got them.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what it's all about. If you love somebody, you're going to pay money to see that dude kick the other dude's ass.
Right.
Or if you don't like that guy for a reason, I want this guy to whoop his, right?
I'm gonna go whether he wins or whether I want somebody to beat him or I want him to win, but I'm gonna go see it.
That's the gist of what we do.
Oh, yeah.
We storytell and we try to get people invested in the characters. Wrestling isn't, and I tell people this a lot, especially the young guys when you were asking me earlier. Wrestling isn't about wrestling moves. Wrestling's about telling stories. We use the moves to help tell the story. But it's all on a connection, and that's that's the biggest thing. Once that light bulb goes off, then you got a good chance of doing well.
I like that.
You got anything you want to add, Ocho?
Nah, that was it. That was good.
Man, it's been amazing. I mean, to sit down and to watch, like growing up, like I said, I've been a fan and know the wrestling, and to see you and H and to see Shawn Michaels, and I sat down with Rick and I sat down with John Cena, and to like you said, to watch guys on television, and all of a sudden through this job allowed me to sit down and sit across from you, man. It is indeed an honor.
Yes.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys making time for me. This is I enjoy y'all. I love y'all's banter. I've been big fans of y'all's career. That other career you guys had.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, boss. It's a pleasure, baby.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.